Checkpoints is presented by pharmaceutical company GM Pharma.
According to Prime Minister Irakli Garibashvili, in April, Georgia had an economic growth of 7.5% and the dynamics in all financial sectors are very positive. As Irakli Garibashvili pointed out, the government meeting, the main determinant of the growth is peace and correct policy pursued by the government. Growth is observed in construction sectors, insurance, finance, transport, information and communication sectors. In general, dynamics are very positive and need to be maintained. As you know, the main determinant of all this is peaceful period that we have in our country and also the right policy implemented by our government, said Irakli Garibashvili. According to the Prime Minister, the business sector is particularly active. As he noted, the turnover of business sector increased by 50% in the first quarter of the year, which amounted to 44 billion lari. The Ministry of Finance of Georgia published a financial document. As of April 2023, the external debt of Georgia amounted to $8.55 billion USD. Year over year, the state foreign debt increased by $730 million USD, while the debt in the national currency decreased by $2.6 billion USD, amounting to 21.35 billion lari due to the strengthening of the national currency against USD and Euro. The Asia Development Bank's credit ranks first in Georgia's foreign debt, which the country took to develop the largest infrastructure projects. The World Bank Group is in the second place. The WB credits are mainly used for infrastructure projects as well. The European Investment Bank is in the third place. Georgian Prime Minister Irakli Garibashvili has announced plans to build a new airport near the Vaziani Aerodrome. Speaking at a government session, Garibashvili described the decision as ambitious yet necessary. PM says the existing airport's development and expansion potential is limited, therefore a new airport has become a priority. Over the past few years, Georgia has experienced an annual increase of approximately 30% in passenger traffic, with direct flights connecting Georgia airports to 58 cities worldwide and regular air traffic to 31 countries, the PM stated. Garibashvili emphasized that comprehensive study will be conducted involving top aviation consulting firms from around the world. Georgia has steadfastly continued to support Ukraine in political, diplomatic and humanitarian directions since the beginning of Russia's full-scale military aggression in Ukraine, reads the annual report of Government of Georgia. The document mentions Georgia expressing its solidarity with Ukraine through co-authoring resolutions, co-sponsoring or joining statements on international platforms. Georgian funding totaled roughly 38 million lari in 2022. 5 recreation rehabilitation programs from Ukrainian youngers affected by the conflict have been launched in Georgia. Georgia has joined all joint statements issued within the scope of the Crimean platform as well as the budget declaration, the report notes. Georgian President Salome Zurabishvili condemned the explosion of Gov't hydroelectric power plant in Ukraine, saying the act is another civil war crime committed by Russia. I strongly condemn another civil war crime committed by the Russia, horrible attack on civilian infrastructure. Gov't Dam once again shows Russia's brutal tactics. These war crimes must be answered by justice, she tweeted. Early morning on June 6, the Russian occupation forces blew up the Gov't hydroelectric power plant. The facility has been entirely wrecked since the turbine hull was blown up from within and cannot be restored. As we all know, it's a key moment for Georgia. Georgia is at a crossroad when it comes to EU integration. This is why it's extremely important that the dialogue between Georgia and 27 EU member states is as intensive as possible, said Pavel Kherchinsky, EU ambassador to Georgia. According to EU ambassador, Georgian Prime Minister Irakli Garibashvili's visit to Berlin, Germany is very significant. Clearly, we welcome and support the outreach of Georgian authorities with capitals of 27 member states and all visits of high officials from EU member states to Georgia. It is very important that this dialogue is as intensive as possible in order to make sure that 27 member states take the correct decision at the end of the year when it comes to further steps on Georgia's path towards EU membership, he said. Tbilisi Mayor Kakakaladze talked about the ongoing and planned infrastructure projects in the capital city of Tbilisi at the municipal government meeting on Wednesday. I want to inform the residents of the capital city that all projects are done fundamentally, which can stand decades. Of course, work of this scale is accompanied by discomfort, but otherwise it's unimaginable. Unfortunately, we have many problematic streets and avenues, including Rustaveli Avenue. Underground communications are damaged. The ground collapsed in specific places. Of course, we will fully rehabilitate Rustaveli Avenue as well, said the Tbilisi city mayor. According to his statement, the Infrastructure Development Service of Tbilisi City Hall has started rehabilitation works of the existing bridge in Aerodrome Alley near the hypermarket Goodwill.
The Checkpoints is presented by pharmaceutical company GM Pharma.